This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and the Father, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there preaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right. And I started this lesson with Ephesians, the 5th chapter, just a reminder to redeem these times, because the days are very evil, man. And as we've been warning and telling Jake, that, be prepared for a lot of crazy things to start happening the closer it gets to this election time. And if you're really paying attention and looking out in the world, man, there's all type of scenarios that are, that are happening, while everybody's being distracted with this whole Diddy situation, worried about all of these celebrities and entertainers, all the bread and circus, the football season just started, all of this worldly shit that's going on, which are all distractions. Meanwhile, World War III is getting ready to pop off. You see what's happening over there in Beirut with those small hats with Hezbollah, more financial turmoil news is, they're raising the interest rates. China is testing nuclear missiles in the Pacific. These nations are being, the U.S. put troops over there, and more troops over there, I think in Beirut or in Lebanon, the UK, NATO nations, all these talks of this third world war. Russia is threatening nuclear, attacks here on Babylon the Great. All these particular things are happening, man, while everybody is distracted and worried about if Diddy is gonna tell, if Jay-Z and Beyonce is next. Everybody is worrying about shit that don't even matter at the end of the day. But the more extreme things, the more things that are leading toward biblical prophecy and Jacob's trouble and all hell breaking loose in this society, people are not really paying attention to, which is why it's going to catch a lot of our people off guard, man. You got all these Jakes out here scoffing, talking shit against the prophets and the men of the Lord. Jake is on these podcasts, ridiculing and talking shit against the prophets and the Israelites, neglecting their salvation, truly neglecting the true message that, the elders and the apostles and the prophets are out there, telling them, giving them warning from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that a lot of our people are going to be caught off guard, man. And Jake is not really redeeming the times and not seeing just how evil things truly are, man. But things are about to get very crazy here in this society within these next few months. And now they're talking about, you got assassination teams, out here trying to take out Trump. They're talking about, civil war. A lot of things are about to start happening out of nowhere, man. And if you're not rooted and grounded in this truth and understanding what's really going on out here, hey man, you're gonna be found to be unwise out here and totally lost and not knowing what the hell is going on. And a lot of our people are going to get caught up in the judgment and the chaos which is about to ensue here in these last days, man. So you brother, you Akim, and you few sisters out there who are really into this truth, you're really standing upon your watch, you're really, understanding what's really happening, man. Hey, count your blessings and praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, for giving you the eyes to see and the ears to hear, so that, we're not going to be caught off guard. We are not falling for the distractions. We're not, being led astray or duped or, worrying about the things that don't really matter in these last days. All right. Because it's about to get crazy as all hell out here, man. They're talking about October surprises, So hey, we just gotta, really be locked in and be circumspect, man. Making sure you're not just out and about everywhere, going out where there's large crowds of people going, being in the spirit of mirth and partying and bullshitting, going to concerts, being in places where there's a lot of gathering of people in these last days, really trying to enjoy and being out here in this world, because there's about to be a lot of unprecedented shit is about to take place. There's about to be a lot more unusual occurrences taking place, a lot more situations dealing with gun violence and mass shootings. They just said that I think one of the Democratic, I don't know if it was Kamala Harris, you know, um, campaign offices or something like that, was recently found with bullet holes in it. They're talking about, they got assassination squads out here ready to assassinate Trump. So, at any moment, at any time, any type of crazy shit can happen. Oh, you got the UN now bringing in that new peace deal. They're talking about, oh, you got that strike over there in on the East Coast with these ports, where they're talking about, if that thing does get shut down, that one day of those union workers and those longshoremen protesting and not going to work, one day will equal 7 days of a delay. So that means if it's one day is like a 7 day of delay, about 5 days of delays would be like a month worth of backlog, which is going to cause what? Scarcity, famine, less goods, you know, uh, high, inflation is already high. Things are already expensive. Imagine how much more expensive and how tighter things are going to get if these goods and services and imports are not coming in because of this, these situations, man. So there's all type of shit that can happen. Oh, the WHO said that they can declare a national emergency if there's shipping supply interruptions, which we see is just might be, just might come to pass if on October 1st, if shit don't get done. So it's all type of things taking place, man. And at any moment, it's going to be crazy as all hell out here, man. And we're going to need the spirit, and we're going to need, to be abreast of what's going on and in the spirit, and prayed up, so that we could escape these things and not be thrown in a loop, or, caught off guard or confused or not knowing what the hell to do, or not understanding, prophetically what these things all mean at the end of the day. So we got to make sure that we're walking circumspectly and not as fools. So I want to read just a little bit of this article, and I got another article I'm gonna show you too, just showing you, shit is about to get bad, man. We're living in the times where, you know what? Let me get that first before I read some of this article. All right, and this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, and it says, "What? The time of the end, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time." You see? And these are the days that we're entering into. The closer we get to the end, a lot more crazier shit is going to start happening. And I was listening to Elder Apostle Arimlaw's video, as he was saying, as we get closer to the end, man, expect more left attacks from Satan on the left hand side. Just be prepared, for our faith to be tested, for particular crazy things are going to start happening. Satan is going to be shifting harder and harder to try to get you out of the truth. He's going to be using, random demonic ass people to try to take you out of the spirit, to get you to act carnally. Things around us are going to be more and more turned up and more crazier as we get closer to the end. So we got to stay dialed in and in the spirit, moving circumspectly, man, and just, moving more and more in the spirit, and, being dialed in, because it's going to be a lot of things that's going to be out here trying to, shift and shake and, knock us out of the spirit. So we got to be that much more dialed in and, in the spirit. And it says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that's dealing with the elect. And that's where we want to be. So we got to be, circumspect, man, looking all around, like I said, limiting the places that you're traveling, the places that you're going, being more out here amongst these people and doing worldly things, being in places where there's large crowds, man. Hey, when you go out, leave your house, man, make sure you pray that you make it to your destination safely, that the Lord blesses all of our going ins and our going out, anoint your children, your wife, yourself, pray for brethren as we're moving out and about in this world, man. Hey, go where you got to go and get your ass home, man. You know, and and let's keep it moving. All right, and this is from Zero Ahead. Just says the stage is being set for the greatest period of chaos in U.S. history. You see, so like I said, hey, as they get closer to this election, man, especially in the next 40 days, the next month or so, be prepared for anything to just start happening, man. Because hey, a lot of these sleeper cells that have been let into this country, they're about to be, they're about to start operating. They're about to start doing shit, and these devils are gonna bring this order out of the chaos pretty soon, man. Whether Trump or Kamala gets in there, we know that the agenda of these wicked elites are not going to stop, and ultimately, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not going to stop. And in order for prophecy to be fulfilled, hey, a lot of things and particular things must happen, so that the will of the Lord can be done, man. So we got to make sure that we're totally dialed in. Excuse me. It says, if chaos is what they intended, everything is coming together beautifully. It says, major wars threaten to throw the entire planet into a state of turmoil. And we know that that's prophetic. We know that this third world's woe has and must needs to take place. So we know that the Lord is working and moving on that front. He's working on the minds of these kings. He's putting in the spirit of Netanyahu to be relentless, no ceasefire, to keep putting boots on the ground, to invade, to push, to cause the least of the flock to draw out the West, America, into that third world's war. And we can see that literally taking place right now. You see? Hey, so Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is working, man. It says criminals are running wild in our streets, and a little over a month, the outcome of the presidential election is likely to cause an unprecedented explosion of anger. And it's going to be on both sides, whoever wins. If Kamala wins, we know these Republicans are going to go completely apeshit, because they're going to know if Kamala wins that there's more than likely that another election has been stolen, which is going to lead to what? Civil war, chaos, sedition, anger, violence. And on the flip side, if Trump gets in, we know that Biden even said that if Trump wins the presidency, it's not going to be a peaceful transition to him being president again. So, hey, man, it's about to be wild and crazy, but it's all prophetic, and it's all something that we've been warning and telling our people was going to take place pretty soon. It says, will likely cause an unprecedented explosion of anger. If all of this wasn't bad enough, our politicians have been allowing millions of desperate people to come pouring over our wide open borders. Some of these new arrivals belong to international criminal gangs, and members of these gangs are being arrested for violent acts, theft, drug dealing, and sex trafficking all over America. Other new arrivals belong to terror groups in the Middle East, and you would think that this would be a major national security concern. Russians have also been crossing the border illegally, as they have very large number of military-aged Chinese men. You see, a lot of these things are being done intentionally by the powers that be, because they want to bring the order and the destabilization out of into this country, to bring in this new world order, to lead everybody into this digital beast slave China style a system, which will eventually lead to the MOTB. And ultimately, it's all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to further destabilize Babylon the Great, to set it up to ultimately to be destroyed in this third world's war. But we know before the dust settled and the smoke clears, that the Lord wants to bring all of this calamity and chaos and implosion to Babylon, so that it could be taken and destroyed, and the elect of the Israelites can be avenged on her, America. So we got to be, circumspect and in the spirit, man, being circumspect, paying attention, moving wisely. All right, because it's about to get wild out here. It says the stage is being set for the greatest period of chaos in the U.S. history, and this should deeply alarm all of us. You see, and this is why hey, 2/3 of our people, man, they're about to get dealt a very heavy hand, and a lot of our people are being set up to die in this chaos and to be judged by the Most High in the midst of all of this chaos, man. Because ultimately, 2/3 of our people, man, hey, they're just not right. They're not taking the heed. They're not getting right with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of them, when these times come, are going to be taken and destroyed, man. All right, let me get this, man. All right, and this is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 16 and 17. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right, because martial law is going to take place eventually here in this society. They're going to be locking down cities. They're going to be locking down different parts of the country to where you can't come in or you can't get out. And it's going to be complete and utter chaos and all hell breaking loose, man. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And what's going to be the ultimate trying and test is the MOTB, when it's going to be forced upon all the world, which, that stage is being set. That's, and they need this chaos and the collapse of this society and all hell to break loose, financial turmoil, societal collapse, famine, death, destruction, fear, chaos, so that they could bring in this MOTB system, which will be presented as the peace and safety and the way to bring society and the world back into some form of calm and peaceful state, man. You see? It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. But I will deliver you from the same." And what is that trouble? Jacob's trouble. And who's going to be delivered out of it is going to be the elect, the prophets, the men of the Lord. Those of our people who took this message from the prophets seriously, who repented, who's come out of this world, who are putting their faith in the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. His elect are going to be delivered, and they're going to be delivered in miraculous ways. They're going to be protected. They're going to be fed during the time of famine. They're going to drink during the time of drought. Them, their wives, their family of the elect. Hey, they're all going to be protected and be saved and be delivered. And the Lord is going to make it known in a major way who his chosen truly are. Well, the Lord is going to be performing miracles and giving spiritual power, doing things on the behalf of his chosen in front of the eyes of these nations, in front of these people, to where it's going to be undeniable that these particular individuals are blessed by the Most High, and this is something special about them, man. And we're hoping and praying that, hey, we're on that side, man. It says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." You see, and we know the Most High and the Spirit is going to intervene. The Lord's going to move on the behalf of the elect, with the angels, with particular divine interventions. And after a while, man, once once the Lord start doing these particular things for the elect and for the chosen, hey, that whole fear factor is going to totally go out of the window. Because the Lord is going to be moving and doing things in your sight that's going to build your faith. That's going to show you that, look, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is truly with you. He might make angels, present themselves before you. You might be in particular situations where the Lord can just have you just beamed out of that particular situation and move you to a safer location. Hey, the Lord's going to be doing things on the behalf of the elect, man. That's going to totally eradicate that fear factor. And we're going to be totally down in and in the spirit. We're not going to fear anything, man, because the Lord is going to be with us and he's going to be our guide. It says, "And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up. But woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through." And that's for the 2/3 of our people, man. It says, but woe unto them means what? Judgment, destruction, like all you see all these jakes out here in the world. It seems like they're winning. It seems like they ain't really catching no hell. They going on trips. They're making all this money off of social media. They doing these videos. They scoffing. They mocking, driving in expensive cars, making all this money, getting rewarded for their folly and their wickedness. It seems like their lives are all together. They smiling. They doing this, they doing that. But hey, the time is going to come to where, hey, they're gonna be the true losers, man. And the elect, those of us that have forsaken this world, that's put off the pleasures of sin for a season, like Moses did during the time when he was in Egypt. We're going to be the one that's going to be winning when shit truly hits the fan. And when it's time for the, when all hell to break loose, that's when we're going to win. You see, these niggas look like they're winning now, but really they're losing. And all of these niggas in the world, hey, once this dollar collapse and their faith in this society and in this system fails them, and they haven't put up faith, secured faith as a treasure, have been putting their trust and faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and repenting for their sins and trying to, making their bodies a living sacrifice and losing and, making this, losing right now for righteousness' sake. Hey, they're gonna be the ultimate losers in that day, and we're gonna shine, man. And them niggas is gonna wax old like a garment, and they're gonna see us shine, and they're gonna ultimately see us be delivered and beamed up in the chariots when these nuclear missiles fall on Babylon the Great, man. It says, it is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. Like that nigga Diddy, man. For the longest of time, it seemed like he was winning. He was taking that, shining, lips glowing, lips glossy, with the aviator shades flying all around the world. I've been around the world. I. Look at that nigga now, man. Look at him trusting in the oppressor and all of the reward that he's received from this world. Look how it ended up for him. And it's going to be like that for a lot of our people in these last days, man. But hey, the elect, man, hey, our time is coming. Our time to win and our time to shine is coming upon us. And it's going to start when all hell really starts to break loose. And we're going to be blessed and presented to be blessed in a major way, while these dudes are going to fall and lose and be broken and be taken and take microchipped and try to save their lives and ultimately be destroyed by this damn devil Esau Edom. All right. And I want to show you this other article real quick. And it says, arm yourself. Persecuted former FBI specialist urges Americans to stock up on food and prepare for hardships. And this guy right here, you see? And I guess he was a former FBI specialist who was persecuted for questioning J6, said during a hearing with lawmakers on Capitol Hill that Americans should stock up on food and prepare for hardship. It says Marcus Allen, a former FBI staff operations specialist, told Judiciary Subcommittee on Weaponization of the federal government that he was deliberately triggered by higher-ups for asking why there were so many federal informants in the crowd at J6. See, and this is something that's about to happen to a lot of people. You see, anybody that questioned the narrative, anybody that's calling out the bullshit or the corruption, you're going to be made a target pretty soon. All right. And it's just not going to be for individuals like him. Eventually, it's going to be for everybody. They're going to eventually deem everybody a terrorist and everybody an enemy until ultimately you can be proven to be trustworthy and take that MOTB and become a new citizen of the New World Order, man. And you know how that's going to fare. You see, it says FBI whistleblowers urging Americans. Well, what he's saying is bullshit. But the point I'm trying to make is that he's telling you to prepare for hardships and crazy times because, hey, the government is just completely, totally out of control. And like I was reading the second Ezra, hey, Esau's about to come down with that great wrath, man. All right. He's no more going to be called liberal. He's no longer going to play it by the books. You're not going to be able pretty soon to rely on your constitutional rights and to bear arms and to do this and to be protected by the Constitution. These devils are going to come down with that great wrath, man. And they got all these different agencies, all these different alphabet groups, all brought and paid for by the elites to be used to do the bidding of the elite. It says Americans to vote, arm yourselves, stock up on 3 to 4 months supply of food and water and pray. You see, it says this is a warning to the American people. I say, I personally have no confidence in the FBI will rein in its own conduct. You see, and see, it says, well, arm yourselves and know how to defend yourselves. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in the time of hardships. Because like I was reading, hey, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 is about to commence. The annual purge is about to commence. And these devils are at the forefront of releasing this shit out here on the world. So we're living in times to where we're going to have to be prayed up and really be in the spirit because, hey, the Lord is about to let Esau come down with that great wrath, man. All right. And this is Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, I will read it in the NLT, Jeremiah 30 and 7 in the NLT. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end, they will be saved. You see? And who's going to be saved ultimately is going to be the elect, man. You see? And it says, well, a time of terror. And who's the ultimate terrorist? It's Esau Edom. All right. And he's about to come with his terror regime, with his terror squad, all these different agencies, these UN troops. He got a lot of these sleeper cells here in this country to further, bring the order out of the chaos, man. But we know ultimately it's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. As you can see, man, hey, all hell's getting ready to break loose, man. And you, Jake, man, that ain't ready. You're not going to be ready. All right. And it's about to get crazy out here, man. So like I said, we got to be in the spirit, stay circumspect, be circumspect, move out here wisely, man. And like I said, pray always, man. Pray whenever you leave the house, that the Lord is with us and protects us, because, hey, man, this shit's about to get unpredictable, like mystical out here, man. All right. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. To the next one, shalom.